Russ, I feel like I haven't talked to you in so long. Did you watch anything good over the break?
I watched a ton of things over the break. I guess I'll start off with somehow I ended up on a John Singleton binge. And not even Boys in the Hood, which is inarguably his masterpiece. I ended up watching Poetic Justice, Higher Learning, and Baby Boy. They're all unintentionally hilarious.
You want to smell my punani?
I've seen all three of these movies endless times growing up. They're very 90s, Higher Learning and Poetic Justice. Endlessly entertaining. I'm not going to shit on John Singleton. Say what you will about his movies, but they are endlessly entertaining.
In a so bad they're good? Is that what you mean when you say they're hilarious?
In a casual way.
They're not meant to be
so
hilarious.
Entertaining in a casual way. They're very sunny. It all takes place in LA. He's West Coast.
Right.
They're breezy. They're melodramas, honestly.
I'm sorry.
I don't think that's what they were intended to be.
Yeah.
But the subject matter clashing with the style of filmmaking makes them melodramas, which melodramas are ripe for unintentional hilarity. Baby Boy, I would make an exception on. Baby Boy, I enjoy more than those two. I think Baby Boy is the better film. Mm-hmm. Tonally, it's bizarre.
Oh, you smarter than I was when I was your age.
Came out in 2001, so I would have been around the same age as Tyrese's lead character. Ving Rhames is the guy coming in, sleeping with his mom and all that, and they clash. When I watched it back then, I totally identified more with Tyrese. Mm-hmm. And when I watched it today, it's like fucking Ving Rhames. That's my man.
African squat fuck.
Both sides of this point of view, this clash, they're both right and wrong. Snoop Dogg is hilarious. That's where a lot of the unintentional hilarity comes in, is with Snoop Dogg's character.
Fuck you, cuz.
So it's a recommend. You'd recommend that movie?
I'd highly recommend
Highly
Baby
recommend.
Boy. I'd say it's his second strongest movie behind Boys in the Hood. Poetic Justice and Higher Learning, I would recommend them to certain people.
What is higher learning?
I received the Menace to Society 4K Criterion Collection for Christmas. And I think that's what set me off on this sort of early 90s quote-unquote hood movie binge that I went on. And I'll tell you, this looks incredible.
Yeah, the comparison we did, I remember thinking it looked great.
God, dude, it looks like it was shot yesterday.
Wow. Yeah,
and I was
awesome.
blown away by it.
Yeah, we had a couple people that commented about that.
Dude, one of the most beautiful transfers I've seen. It's vibrant, every scene. What we saw in those screen grabs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In motion, it's probably awesome.
Looks beautiful.
I did watch a few movies that I'd never seen before. One was Pig.
Who has my pig?
I've been wanting to check it out. I'm a Nicolas Cage fan.
Dude, it was really good. There was a few times I will say that the movie tried to fool you into thinking Nicolas Cage was about to go off. And he never did. It was like a drama, and it was really good. It's like 90 minutes. It's tight. It's got a good resolution, I thought. I felt like Nicolas Cage is bringing more of his subtle, brooding acting chops. And he's good. Good Cage.
I want to keep adding evidence onto my... Nicolas Cage is actually good.
There was an article I read not that long ago, and I don't know if it was maybe press for Pig or maybe not. I'm not sure. But he said something to the effect of like, I don't like the word actor because that implies that you're getting up there and pretending to be someone that you're not. What I prefer is thespian because that means you are drawing experience from within and becoming whatever the role is that you need to become. And that's what he considers himself. And when you think of it in those terms, I'm like, damn, that makes a lot of sense for Nicolas Cage. I'm not an actor. I'm a thespian.
I was going to say leave it to Nicolas Cage to reinvent method acting. I can name like at least 5 off the top of my head movies that are not only good to great, but he is good to great in them.
Yep, definitely.
Dude, Leaving Las Vegas. All right, I got one. There's more than that. But dude, he's good. He's good when you get him in the right.
He knows what to play in whatever role he's in. Just like Pig, he knew exactly how to play it. The director probably explained his vision. Nicolas Cage probably got it before the vision was even explained. It's just he got it.
If Face Off came out today, everyone would just look at it and be like, oh man, that's another Nicolas Cage being crazy.
Yeah.
When that was just what he was doing back then too. Only back then it debuted in movie theaters.
That's true.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, no, man, it was really good. I watched this movie called Censor, which we didn't cover, but I did happen to see that Second Sight, a company that we cover all the time, they're putting out like a really nice set for that. And I had seen the trailer. I thought it looked really cool. It's about a literal censor back in the day of the like video nasties in like the UK. And it's her job to basically go through and, you know, cut out bits and pieces, since there's all this like violence that's going on in the, you know, society, and they're blaming it on these movies, and then they start blaming it on the censors. So it takes place in whatever, like the 70s, like late 70s. So it's got like a really cool vibe. The scares are good. The horror's good. It's intense. It's a little bizarre, but I feel like the subject matter, as well as what the movie is itself, you would really enjoy. That's why I recommended it to you.
Yeah, you told me. I had never heard of it.
It makes like a comment on all of that, I think, as well as being like kind of like a cool horror movie. So, I mean, yeah, I think I think you'd really like it. I also saw Killing of a Sacred Deer, which
I've been telling you to watch this for about 2 years now. What did you think?
I thought it was wild, dude. Like I wasn't even sure. It's just that the movie kind of like filled me with dread from the beginning, and I didn't even know why, because there wasn't really, you have no idea where it's going. I mean, I don't know how much spoilers we want to go into, but once the dude, what's his name, Barry Keoghan, like the kid, like shows his hand and it's like, this is what's up. You're like, you're like on this like really weird sort of ride that you don't know if it's supposed to make sense, if it doesn't make sense, but it's a cool experience.
It is. And I mean, for me, it kind of fell more in the dark comedy. I think Colin Farrell's a great actor.
Oh, he was awesome, dude. He was
I think
great.
He's a great actor.
No,
I'm not
that Barry
saying-
Keoghan kid was friggin' awesome.
He was too. And Nicole Kidman is always reliable, in my opinion.
Like, it's just so uncomfortable.
It's uneasy.
It's very uneasy. It played so well. Killing of the Sacred Deer definitely like fucked me up. Like, it was real. It like took over my head. Like the way that after it was over and everything, and just the subject matter was kind of strange. Nice. Just the uneasiness of it. And that kid that's in it, he played a psycho so well. He's about to be the new Joker. That's the rumor. In the Robert Pattinson Batman series, like the next villain is supposed to be the Joker him. The only other movie that I watched that I just kind of wanted to talk about for a second was a rewatch, which was Mulholland Drive. So this is the second time I've seen this movie. The first time that I saw it, probably like most people, when you don't know anything about it going in, it's kind of like very dreamlike. It's kind of hard to put your finger on.
Maybe
like, what is this?
What it is, it's still that way.
Yeah. It's just a ethereal, strange at times experience, but still a very captivating movie, and it's still very entertaining. Sure. So this time I went into it thinking, okay, I'm going to rewatch this thing, and I'm going to have a new understanding of it. You know, it's really going to like really present itself to me this time. And I watched it and still kind of felt the same way.
It's unreal, right? Yeah.
I remembered when we covered this the last time, there was this thing that said, you know, David Lynch's like 10 questions to ask about Mulholland Drive. It turns out like those questions were listed on the inside of the DVD box when it first came out. It was like literally when you opened it up, it was listed in there. So after I watched it the second time, I decided, okay, I'm going to look up these questions online and just kind of see what it's all about, and stumbled upon like the meaning of the film. And there is a literal way to take this movie. And if you take it that way, it makes so much sense. It's almost like a magician like revealing his trick. It's like, oh, that's what it is. You know, you almost like feel like dumb once you realize like what he intended this entire thing to be, that you didn't pick up on that the first time through.
It's kind of embarrassing.
I didn't walk away from Mulholland Drive feeling like I needed explanation. I felt like that I think that's what's so brilliant about Mulholland Drive is it feels complete.
Oh, for sure.
It feels like an experience, even if you're clueless.
I agree.
And even David Lynch himself can't pull that off every time.
No, I agree. And I was totally entertained even the second time. And like you said, there's great resolution to it, even if you're a little bit clueless. And I decided to kind of go just for my own sake, like, okay, what is he trying to say with this? Basically, Naomi Watts' character is dreaming this whole thing, and you don't even really get into that until like the last like 20 minutes of the movie, which she's actually this like down and out whatever actress, and she's kind of having these dreams about Hollywood and how she wasn't picked for roles because she wasn't sleeping around and like all this stuff. But then also it sounds like David Lynch himself was making a critique on Hollywood for giving roles to people for sleeping around and for doing that kind of like Harvey Weinstein type shit. So that was like, he made the movie to say that exact thing.
I never talk about themes. In my mind, nothing should be talked about more. And it's a very big shame when something is finished and then people want you to translate it back into words.
Props to David Lynch for knocking it out of the park 20 years ago.
Props to David Lynch. Yeah, he's knocked it out of the park multiple times.
He has, dude. He's good. He's good.